Okay, good evening, everyone. It is a little after 9:30 p.m. here, so that's why I'm saying that. But whatever time of day you happen to be watching this, I hope that you're having a good day. First of all, I want to apologize for my lack of videos over the past few weeks. I'm not going to go into detail, but it's been a very rough couple of weeks, and emotionally and thing, and it's I've had a rough time. I'm just going to admit it. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail because a lot of it is very personal and not for this channel. But I did not intend to, not produce a video for so long. I know that there are many people that have asked how, adjusting to the implants going and all that. And I'll talk a little bit about that here. I did try to do a video last Saturday night, but with the GoPro was acting weird. And I don't know, I couldn't figure out what was going on, but it didn't, I thought I was recording and it didn't record, and it kept prompting me to install the exact same software update over and over and over again. And I have no idea what was going on. I unpaired it from my phone, and I haven't repaired it yet, and I have a reason for that, which I'll get to in a little bit. But so first and foremost, to everybody that has been asking about the implant adjustment. So, and by the way, before I go any further, I hope that everybody in the U.S. had a wonderful Thanksgiving last week. I hope that all of you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Mine was pretty uneventful. I did a bunch of listening practice on the day itself with the implant, and then had pizza, fries, and a pumpkin pie. I don't like a lot of what is served at Thanksgiving, so I've been doing it alone for the past few years, and I've always enjoyed being able to being able to choose what I want to eat. And it's amazing how many fast food places are now open on Thanksgiving Day, and Pizza Hut was open. And I've had a custom over the past few years of getting pizza for Thanksgiving. Most of the time, what I used to do is I used to get it the day before and then put it in the fridge and eat it cold the next day. But I was actually able to get a hot pie last Thursday. I tried the chicken sausage from Pizza Hut, and it was actually really good. As a chicken fan, I really enjoyed it. The fries are just okay. I probably will not get those again. And the pumpkin pie was a Costco one that was fantastic. But I was actually happy to go back to work on Monday. And again, that's not for this channel. I'm not going to go into what's been going on there as far as what's been going on in my personal life. But so what I'll say about the implant, November 30th was 2 months since I got the implant. And, I've had good days and bad days with it. I really have. There are days where I feel that things are looking up and they go okay. And then there are days when I'm just like, why did I do this? Why did I even consider doing this? Now, I am well aware that for a lot of people, it takes 3 to 6 months before they can start really getting results. And one thing I will say is that a lot of the robotic sound is slowly beginning to, I guess you could say, resolve itself into intelligible things. Now, that doesn't mean, I'm not totally out of the woods with that. I got a reminder of just how hard this has been this past Tuesday night, I went to the church that I attend has a tradition every year on the first Tuesday of December of doing a sing along to the first part of Handel's Messiah. If any of you are familiar with Handel's Messiah, we start with we bring in a string section, and they use our pipe organ, and I think last year we had a trumpet, but I don't think if I remember correctly, but we didn't. I don't think we did this year. But anyway. And we start with the overture, and we go to His Yoke is Easy, and then, of course, because it's Handel's Messiah, and you have to, we do the Hallelujah Chorus, which is actually from the second part. I'm not going to, this video is not about Handel's Messiah, but I could talk about, but it's, the piece is basically split up into three parts, and there's part one, which is also called the Christmas section, part two, which is called the Easter section, and the third, which I forgot what some people call it, but the Hallelujah Chorus actually ends part two. But the Christmas section, a lot of people say ends with His Yoke is Easy. I think that Rejoice Greatly is a better ending, but I don't know. It's just the way that I choose to view it is, I think Rejoice Greatly is the appropriate ending to the Christmas section. But I'm not going to tell people they're wrong who think that it ends with His Yoke is Easy. I'm not going to say they're wrong. This is something that I wouldn't miss for anything. I've been going to this since 2022, and I am a big fan of Handel's Messiah. It's one of my favorite pieces. I have several complete recordings of Handel's Messiah. Now, I am very big into historically informed performance, and so I'm very big on, I think the Boston Baroque recording from the early 90s is one of the best. I have a recording that was done in an old monastery in Eastern Europe that was used with Baroque, that has Baroque instrumentation and singing style, and it is my absolute favorite recording. It is my absolute favorite recording. It was done live. The audience actually stays attentive, and they don't applaud until the very end, which is very nice. It is a fantastic recording. I absolutely love it. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. But the reason that I bring this up, okay, is because I sing the bass when we do the sing along. I'm in the bass section, and it had its ups and downs. Last year, when I was using hearing aids, I had a hard time understanding what notes I was supposed to be singing. And I add to that I had a hard time understanding the words. I had a hard time understanding words. And so, on O Thou That Bearest Good Tidings to Zion, I would say, behold, I think the actual word is, say unto the cities of Judah, behold your God. And I was doing behold the king or something like that. I can't remember what it was. You can hear on the audio recording that I made how I am messing up. But, this year, the issue was not that I couldn't understand the words, but because I couldn't tell the key. And I had a hard time following what the other guys in the section were doing. I had an idea, and I did the best I could, but even I could barely understand what pitch I was singing in. And I was reminded of just how, I feel like I've lost my connection to music in a lot of ways in getting this, because it really, I mean, even when I listen to my church choir sing, I can't make anything out. It's very alien. It's very, like, I don't really know how to explain it. And we have a phenomenal church choir. I mean, it just, we really do. And that's been probably the hardest thing. I mean, I remember going to when I started, I returned to church. I can't remember if I told anybody this. I returned to church at the November 14th, I think that was my first Sunday back. And I returned to church, and it was very, it was, it was very weird. It was, no, not the 14th. It was the 17th. It was November the 17th. And even sitting in the service, I was still struggling to make out the words of the songs and stuff like that. It was still hard to do. And, you know, right now, if it makes any sense, I hear more than I understand is basically what it is. And that goes with speech too. You know, I was at an Advent dinner this past Wednesday, and the woman next to me was trying to ask me how things were going, and I had to turn a little bit to put so that she'd be on my left where the hearing aid was. It was just reflexive. So I'm not going to lie, there are definite ups and downs as far as transitioning to this. You know, on one hand, things are beginning to be a little bit more tolerable, actually a lot more tolerable. But right now, making sense out of a lot of things that I'm hearing is still a challenge. And yes, when I went to the Handel's Messiah thing, I wore the hearing aid in the other ear. But the thing about it is, I was at the end of a pew, and a lot of the basses were on my right-hand side. And so it was hard to make out. Who I was hearing more than anything else were the sopranos, altos, and tenors in the other sections of the church. So I was pretty much going by memory. And, you know, His Yoke is Easy is a very hard chorus to sing. I barely tried this year. It's a very hard chorus to sing. And one of my friends got me last year audio recordings of someone singing the bass parts. And last year, they were hard to follow. This year, I will admit, it was a little bit easier to understand lyrics. It was a little bit easier to understand the words when I listened back to them. And He Shall Purify was also really hard, not only because of it's a technically challenging chorus, but also because, again, I couldn't understand what pitch I was singing in. And so that was not easy, I will admit it. And, you know, what I think a lot of people don't talk about when they mention these things is that for the person who gets them and has memories of natural sound in more ways than one, there is a grief that comes with it. There's a grieving process because you know that you've lost part of yourself. And it feels weird not listening to a lot of Christmas music this year, but it feels too off right now. Now I will still listen to music occasionally with only the hearing aid. I will still do that only occasionally. And I still watch television a lot of times with only the hearing aid. But you know, it's painful to it's emotionally painful to listen to a lot of stuff because you know what it's supposed to sound like, and you know that it's not going to ever sound that way again. You know, I used to listen to the Festival of Nine Lessons and Carols on BBC Radio every year, and I don't know if I will this year because there's just so, I don't know what to make of it. I know that, you're supposed to just keep listening to music with the implant in, and it supposedly you'll get used to it, but no, because you have to relearn how to hear things again pretty much when you have these things. These are not the miracle cures that the media wants you to believe they are. They are not. They are wonderful devices, don't get me wrong. I am hearing things that I have not heard in a very long time with them, with it, but they're not what people think they are. And you make sacrifices when you get these things, when you get implants, that you go into it knowing that it will not be the same. And I mean, I was blessed to have been prepared. I was thoroughly prepared before by the audiologist that I had and that I have, and also by another blind implant recipient. And he helped me through it and all that. But it's not easy transitioning, and the hearing aid helps a lot. But what I'm noticing is that sometimes there are things that I used to be able to hear better with my hearing aid that now sound a little bit more distorted. And I told my doctor about that. She said, "Yeah, your brain is probably getting used to the implant. You're adapting to it." And but it's a very, I have good days and bad days when it comes to that. It's very hard to explain what it is. And it's hard to explain what my days are like. And I'm having another issue that I don't think is implant related. I don't know what is related to it, but that's not for this channel right now. Not until I get some answers. Not until I get some answers regarding that. But there's another physical thing that I've been struggling with that I don't know how to explain it to people anyway. But anyhow, so that's an update on the implant. Secondly, I am well aware that I promised all of you a demo of the Hover Air X1 Pro Max. Of the drone. Look, like I said, it's been a very rough, emotionally rough couple of weeks. It really has. It's been very rough. And I tried to do a demo last Saturday night, and my GoPro was acting weird. So I will do one. Okay, I will do one. I don't know when I'm going to do one. The other thing is that I'm about to get a new phone. Now that's something I'll explain in a minute. So I have not forgotten that a lot of y'all want to see a demo of the autonomous drone that I have, and you want to see it work. I am working on that. Okay. I don't know when I'm going to do a demo, but I will do a demo. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks. But I will just have to see how I feel. Okay, that's the main thing. Yeah, I will just have to see how I feel. And if nothing else, I'll do it after the new year. Yeah, I'll do a demo after the new year. But like I said, I've had a lot of different events happen since my last video that have just, updating this channel was forced to the back of my mind. That being said, I don't even know if this channel will stay open. I also got the news a couple of weeks ago that was a bombshell. The person that I've been going to amusement parks with for the past couple of years and who has helped me get back into this hobby is going to be leaving the U.S. early next year. Now, I'm not talking politics. Okay, politics actually has nothing to do with this. He's leaving the U.S. for other reasons. And so I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I said in the description that I was going to include, on-ride point of view videos and ride analysis and stuff like that. I mean, I remember even saying a few weeks ago that I was going to do a video analyzing a bunch of announcements from the IAAPA trade show, the International Association of Amusement Parks and Attractions. But like I said, it's been such a turbulent, emotionally rough few weeks that it just completely slipped my mind to do an IAAPA video, an IAAPA breakdown. It's hard when you don't know whether you're going to be going to amusement parks next year or not. Whether I want to keep this vlog going. We will see what happens. I tried to get into the Coaster Enthusiast event at Holiday World and was not able to, through no fault of my own. So it wasn't an accessibility issue or anything like that. It was nobody's fault. It was just the way things happened, and I have no hard feelings toward the park at all. Yeah, I have none. So anyhow, I don't know what is going to happen in 2025 as far as me going to amusement parks. It's very hard. And it's upsetting because, I just got this fancy drone to try and do aerial video from parks, and also for a couple of other things. And I have asked for a pair of the Meta Ray-Ban smart glasses for Christmas. And so it just, it's hard to say because you get all this fancy equipment and then you don't know what you're going to do with it. Because you find out that the person who would be helping you with that is about to leave the U.S. And so it's a tough decision whether I want to keep this vlog open or not. It really is. And if I don't keep it open, I'm going to probably sell off the GoPro and the drone and other things. But I'm really not sure what I want to do yet. So, please don't think that this is a video announcing that I'm going to stop doing videos. I'm not going to stop doing videos, but for the time being. But what I will say is that they will be less frequent. I will say that they will be less frequent. We are in I am in my busiest time of year at work, believe it or not. Our busiest time at work in my job started in, I would say it really started a week or two before Thanksgiving, but from now until about March or April of next year is our busiest time, because that's when we're doing educational materials for various states. And so a lot of times I'm exhausted, and I have very long days and whatever. So videos will be a lot less frequent. They will be a lot less frequent on this channel, but I'm not going anywhere for the time being, but they will be a lot less frequent. That's a lot more infrequent, I guess is a better way of putting it. And I appreciate all of you that have stuck with me through this and whatever. I know there's a handful of people that know a lot more about what's been going on, and I appreciate their support. But so anyway, and I'm also about to probably switch phone carriers and internet providers. I am about to switch back to T-Mobile for cell phone and 5G home internet, which I used T-Mobile 5G home internet for a little while. I used it 2 different times, and I hear it's gotten a lot better now. Last time I had it was 2022, and I hear it's gotten better now. So, yeah. I am going to switch back to it for various reasons. For one, I want to bundle my cell phone and home internet together in one bill, which I've been doing now with Spectrum. But the thing with Spectrum is that the promotion that allowed me to have my cell phone bill so cheap is expiring in a few months. But I also need a new phone. I'm interested in the iPhone 16 Pro Max because of its better camera. And also because I've had this iPhone SE since 2022 and it's starting to slow down. The battery life has always been horrible on this phone. And, you know, the phone is paid off. It's been paid off since March of this year. And so you know, and I switched to Spectrum Mobile because at the time they were offering a thing where you could get $15 a month for a year. And, you know, but it's not working for me. And the service, I've had several internet outages in the past couple of weeks with Spectrum, and I feel that the quality of their service in this area has really gone downhill. And so I have made the difficult decision to switch back to T-Mobile Home Internet. And I'm going to use an antenna for my television and streaming apps to stream content. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing as far as that goes. I was going to try and do that this week, but I decided to wait about a week, and it's a good thing I did too, because they're changing the home internet plans on December 11th. So it wouldn't have been a good idea to change it right now. But so anyhow, that's pretty much what's been going on. I did also have to return my Windows laptop to Best Buy. Literally after only about 2.5 hours of use, the computer could not even detect its own internal speakers. It was a bizarre feeling because no output devices were listed. Everything that we tried to do didn't work. So I wound up having to do a $30 plus Uber trip tonight to go to Best Buy and return the laptop. Thankfully, I'm getting a full refund, so I'm very happy about that. So I am very grateful for that. But anyway, that is really about it. I don't really have a lot to talk about. I hope that those of you like me who celebrate Advent are having a blessed Advent. I know we've got we have 3 more Sundays and 2 more full weeks. It is so hard to believe that Christmas is almost here. 2 weeks from next Wednesday. It's very hard to believe. And now, as far as Christmas, I have to be back at work on the 26th. So for me, I only have the 24th and 25th off. And so I work on the 23rd. I have the 24th and 25th off, and then I go back to work the 26th and 27th. The week after that, I work on the 30th and 31st, and then I have the 1st off for New Year's Day, and then I have then I have to work January 2nd, and then I have Friday, January 3rd. And then after that, we go back to normal. I do hope to go to No Coaster Con 2025 in Chicago. And I hope to do some indoor roller coasters while I'm there. And if I do, I will try to get some POV and maybe even some drone footage of the rides that I'm on. So, again, it's not confirmed whether or not I'm going to go to Chicago, but I'm leaning towards it. I'm leaning toward going. I tried to go this past January, and the day before I was supposed to fly out, my flight got canceled because Chicago got hit by a blizzard really hard. So here's hoping that the weather will be better. But anyway, I hope that all of you have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful month of December. I don't know when my next video is going to be. Um, but I don't. I mean, if it's not before the holidays, I hope that all of you have a blessed Christmas and a happy Hanukkah for those that celebrate. Um, and I will do another video soon. I just don't know when. Hopefully, the next video will be from my new iPhone 16 Pro Max. And by the way, I could have gotten an iPhone 16 Pro Max on Spectrum Mobile, but the thing about it is they did not have good financing offers. Their financing offers were not as good as T-Mobile's. So that's another reason why I went back to T-Mobile, because while the phone service would have been cheaper, the line would have been cheaper, I would have had to pay more for the phone over a longer period of time. And I didn't really want, it would have taken 3 years, and I didn't want to do that. And like I said, I haven't had very good, the service is hit or miss with Spectrum Mobile around here. It's very much hit or miss. But anyway, so I hope that all of you have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful couple of weeks. Like I said, I don't know when I'm going to do another video, but hopefully it will be soon. So thank you everybody for watching. By the way, one more thing real quick. I want to I'm not going to go into detail out of respect for the privacy of this person, okay? But I just want to, for anybody like me who believes in the power of prayer, we need to keep the host of Adventures in Blind Videography, we need to keep him in our prayers. I'm not going to go into it right now, but he just got some devastating news yesterday. And so I just want to ask those of you that pray to keep him and his wife in your prayers. And dude, you have a lot of people out there that love your channel and like you as a person and are praying for you, and you know, we're all hoping for the best. And so that's all I'll say about that, because it's his story to tell, not mine. But anyway, I hope that all of you have a wonderful couple of weeks, and I will see all of you soon. Thank you for watching.